I am in the language department at Kepler's Indigo bookstore to see what I can find in the way of something to help me with my Ukrainian, since we don't have a Ukrainian link. So what do we have here? We have the usual ESL type of stuff, foreign languages, Spanish, Ukrainian. Let me just see what I can find. Walking down the Pacific Mall, I tried to film myself buying a book on Ukrainian, was told I wasn't allowed to take pictures or videos in the bookstore. So now I'm in the mall here and going off to my Korean Canadian businessman's whatever. There's another person filming, but she's in front of me, so you don't see that. And you know, when you think about it, here I bought this book. Now I like buying books, but Teach Yourself Ukrainian with my discounted chapters is 60 Canadian dollars. Anyway, more on that later before I crash into someone. Well, here I am back home. I only stayed there for about an hour and a half. Some comments. First of all, you only saw about 5-6 seconds of that party. I tried to do a selfie, me talking to people in Korean, and when I looked at the video, it's just so noisy. It sounds like a lot of people fighting in there. I think I'll have to get myself a little microphone that can isolate all the other people so that I can do one of those. So just to give you a bit of a flavor, but there was nothing worth showing you there. Complete Ukrainian. Of course, it's never very complete, but with this, and then with copying and pasting bits and pieces from Ukrainian newspapers into Google Translate, translating into Russian or English, and then watching my Ukrainian TV, I think I'll be up with my Ukrainian pretty quickly. Korean, though, that's the challenge. And I said I had 28 days. I don't. I have 18 or 17 days here, so I got to get a move on. A couple of things that happened today. I had one of my transcribers do another podcast, not on literature, but on politics. There's a lot of dialogue in it. I haven't gone through linking, so I listened to it on my way to the evening at the Canadian Businessmen's Association. It sounds really good, so I'm going to be doing some of that. The party. I did well. Okay, so here, I think the important thing is that context is so important in language learning. Context in so many different ways. I learn better from context that's of interest to me. I do better when I have a comfortable context with people that I'm comfortable with, and when I'm talking about things that are meaningful to me and familiar. So when I was being interviewed about our project, about Link and so forth 2-3 weeks ago, I did fine. When I was on the phone here with this person, we were talking about a number of things having to do with you might buy some advertising in their newspaper. This is the newspaper that interviewed me. And you're on the phone, you don't know what the other person is doing. Maybe they're in a hurry. And in that kind of an environment, it's difficult. The context is so much more difficult. You feel a bit challenged. It's like when like Russian, I had conversations with our tutors at Link on so many subjects. I go to Russia, go to the train station, and there's a lineup, and when it finally comes my turn, and there's people behind me, and the lady there goes, blah, 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 and I don't know what she's saying. I've got to buy a ticket to go to Viborg, whatever it is, and I lost it there. Or similarly, when I was in that restaurant, and I wasn't quite anticipating what the Korean waitress would say, and there's so much background noise. However, there was background noise at this party, lots of background noise, but I was with people who were friendly towards me, who had nothing else to do but listen to me, and were willing to listen to me in Korean and help me. And so that was a very friendly, reassuring environment. And I thought I did very best that I've ever done in Korean. I was speaking lots of Korean and doing fine. Mind you, in that kind of a setting, I set what we're going to talk about to a large extent. And they're going to ask things like, how long have you been studying Korean and blah, 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 and stuff that I'm kind of comfortable talking about. Although we did stray away from that a bit. So I guess the important thing is context. Context in terms of what we study. Context in terms of the context of what we're talking about, who we're with, the atmosphere, maybe having a beer helped. I don't know. Context matters. So, while I'm going to be doing some more Ukrainian so I can follow what's happening, by the way, I gather that as a result of Larionov having met with John Kerry in Amsterdam, then as a result, Putin has phoned Obama. I even see Lukashenko here saying he's the president of Belarus. He wants to get involved and help out. So maybe just a lot of brinkmanship on the part of the Russians, a lot of saber rattling to achieve whatever they want to achieve in Ukraine. And things are going to maybe de-escalate here. We hope. Time will tell. So, context in language learning is very important. I am going to stay focused on Korean, but I am still going to sneak over there. Oh, and I wanted to comment on this. I had to buy this stupid thing because they don't just sell the book. I only want the book. I have to buy the 2 CDs, which are going to be but maybe it'll be good. But it's $60 for a little beginner book like this, and at the end of which you are nowhere. And I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And then I walk through that mall and I see all the junk in that mall, clothing stores and this kind of store. And I see nothing there that I would like to buy. Nothing there that I need. I see this book. So, people say they can't spend $10 a month at Link, buy a year package. It's limitless content. It's a lot more than you get in this book. But people will spend money on, those are ordinary people walking through that mall, buying stuff. People will spend on all kinds of junk they don't want to spend on language. And yet I think language is so much more rewarding. But then everybody has their own tastes and interests and things that make them happy. So we should all do the things that make us happy where we can. Bye for now.